What's going on? We are back, and this time we have the pastor that prays, and not P-R-A-Y-S, P-R-E-Y-S. Directed by Lyndon Ashby, written by Michael Perrone, starring Amanda Nicholas as Nicole, Daniel Stein as Caleb, Annette Saunders as Hattie. We start off in a small town church. We see the pastor Caleb and his wife Jen. They're saying goodbye to everybody as they're leaving Sunday service. This one lady walks up to say goodbye. Her name is Phyllis, and you could tell she's kind of stressed out, a little distraught. Her and the pastor kind of have like a little moment, and his wife Jen is kind of looking like, what the hell going on? But they go on to other things. Fast forward to later on at night, we see Phyllis coming out of the pharmacy, drugstore, whatever, and she has like a pregnancy test in her hand. By the time she gets to the car, some hooded figure comes out the shadows, runs up to her, and Phyllis, she knows who it is. We can't really see who it is because they got like a hood on, and she's like, what are you doing here? And the person doesn't say anything. They just run up on her, grab her, and start stabbing. Bam. Phyllis is gone, right? This movie ain't waste no time. Now we fast forward 6 months later, and we meet this lady named Nicole. She's from New York, and she wants to move down to that small town, the one that we started off in, just for 3 months, just for the summer, just to kind of relax and get started on her business venture that she's getting into. And her cousin Amanda happens to live in that town too, and it's actually one of the neighbors' houses that she's renting. It sounds like a good time, you know, you get away from the city, come hang out with your cousin. I think it's a good idea, right? Sounds like it. We gonna see. As she's moving in, she happens to meet Caleb and his wife Jen as she's unpacking her vehicle or whatever. They invited her to church. They let her know that, hey, we know Amanda. She goes to church too. She's on the committee and all that stuff. And they have a quick little conversation. They let her know that the house that she's moving in happens to be the house that Phyllis used to live in. They say Phyllis isn't with us anymore, but they don't say how she died. They just say she passed away. So she's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And Phyllis happens to be Jen's best friend that passed away. So yeah, it's some weird history going on around here already. So they leave, and the whole time while Jen, Pastor Caleb, and Nicole were talking, like Nicole was looking this dude up and down like his wife wasn't even right there. I mean, it was kind of messed up. It's like, damn, girl, you don't see his wife? This is the way the body language, but I ain't gonna lie, boy, he got some riz. He got that aura, like something about him, you could tell the women love him. And he know it too, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, she just looking him up and down the whole time, his wife right there. So yeah, that was kind of strange. Oh boy, be giving her the blues, probably stressing her out. She had a miscarriage, probably worrying about this dude. I mean, it's hard being the first lady. You gotta know how to fight off those other people trying to take your place. She always got like this little screwed up looking face on. Next, we meet Amanda and her husband Tom, and we quickly find out that Tom and Amanda's relationship has kind of been on the rocks. They've been going through some stuff. Apparently, she cheated on his ass, and they trying to work it out. I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, I hate to sound sexist, but it's hard when it happens to a man. It's just don't. It's hard for a man to come back from that. I don't know how it's gonna work, but that's what happened. He's all pissed off because she won't say who she cheated with. But, you know, we can kind of figure out who it is at this point already in the movie, but we'll save that for later. If you can figure out who she cheated with, you win a special prize. Shouldn't be that hard. Speaking of Pastor C, come to find out this dude is a damn peeping Tom. Late at night, he running around the neighborhood acting like he jogging, but he looking in folks' windows. And he was looking in Nicole's window, the one that just moved there, watching her get undressed. Okay, people, I have a question. I usually don't judge a book by its cover of what people look like, but why do white folks like to leave their blinds open at nighttime? I've never seen people of other races do that. I mean, even if you're like in a nice neighborhood, why would you allow, even a safe neighborhood, why would you allow people to see what's going on in your house all the time? I could see if it was like a party going on and there was like a bunch of people over there. I guess that's, you know, everybody's invited, come on in. But especially, you just moved into a new house. It's your first night there. You don't know anybody but your cousin that lives next door, and you can see inside the house from a mile away, and you getting undressed in the house with the blinds open. What sense that make? So I can't blame old creepy pastor for peeping through the windows. Now I can blame his ass, but yeah, it just don't make sense. I mean, it's just not a good. It's not a good look, folks. Especially you're a single woman by yourself. Why would you have your blinds open at nighttime getting undressed? Don't make sense. But anyway, just had to put that out there. Next day, Amanda invites Nicole to come to a church meeting, like a staff meeting, and she's like, okay, I'll do that. And now when we get there, we meet a cast of characters. But before, side note, I got a lot of side notes on this. Now, I'm not the most fashion forward type person. I mean, you'll catch me in a t-shirt, my own custom t-shirts, some jeans, maybe some joggers. I don't really keep up with the trends like that. But there's a dude in here. This guy has on like a sweater and some damn tights, and it looks ridiculous. I'm like, what is he wearing? I couldn't believe it. He's like got elf pants. You know how elf wears the little pants, the little tights or whatever. I'm like, man, I can't. I'm not ready for that type of fashion. I mean, I can't do that. So anyway, I just think it's ridiculous. I mean, I had to point it out. It's like, it has nothing to do with the plot, but it's like a crime of fashion. It looks ridiculous. You'll see it. So now we go into the meeting, and this dude, Pastor C, Player C, he done surrounded himself with a bunch of women that's just doting over him. I mean, we got his mom up in there kissing his ass. You got his wife up in there. Her face screwed up, but it's his wife. We got Amanda up in there looking at him with googly eyes. We got Nicole just moved to town. She's staring at him all along with her googly eyes. We got another lady. It's actually his ex from college. She's on the staff. She's flirted with him and stuff. Like, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. But this dude has surrounded himself with so much temptation. I kind of get why he messing up. Now at this point, a series of things begin to happen. Amanda decides to tell Nicole that the person that she cheated with was none other than Pastor C, Pastor Caleb, which we already knew that. And then at the same time, you see Pastor at the church talking to his wife Jen, confessing that he had yet another affair with Amanda. Because before he had an affair with Phyllis, and she ended up dead. Now he had an affair with Amanda, and who knows who else. And she's like, not again, you know, you're doing it again, I'm tired of this and all this stuff. So apparently he been doing this stuff, you know. They're going back and forth. Of course, she's pissed off, and he's like, there's something wrong with me. I'm messed up. I can't control myself when it comes to women. And I'm like, no shit. And so she's pissed off. She's like, I can't do this without you. But she storms off, and almost immediately, the lady that he used to date back in college, she comes out the back of the church, and she walks up looking all, trying to look all sexy. And he's like, what did you hear? She's like, I heard everything. He's like, this can't get out. Nobody can know about this. It'll destroy the church. It'll destroy my marriage. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't say anything about this. Your secret is good with me. She said, I'm going to need one thing from you. He's like, what? I need you to make love to me right here, right now. Dude. So she grabs him, starts kissing him, and he starts kissing her back. And so they went to making love right there in church. I'm like, really, dude, at church? Wow. This guy has no penis policing going on in his head. No control at all. My God. Okay, let's try to move forward from that. Later on at night, we see Amanda, and she's at home alone. Now, we wouldn't know she was at home alone if she had her damn blinds closed. But her husband, he was out of town. He went out of town on work or whatever. She's at home alone, and we see somebody stalking her house. They got a hood on, looking similar to the person that killed Phyllis in the beginning. And so, but she's inside, so she's safe, right? Wrong. Our assailant decides to knock over something, make a noise outside, and Amanda's idiotic ass comes outside investigating, and bam, from behind, she gets pushed down the stairs. And she didn't die immediately, so our perpetrator came down there, and I think he beat her head up against a rock or something. And so, bam, Amanda gone. Wow, we got like a serial killer going on around here. It's like anybody that's sleeping with Caleb or cheating with Caleb, Pastor Caleb, they're in danger. The next day, Amanda's body is discovered, and quickly the police realize that some foul play going on here because of the amount of impact on her head or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, they're questioning everybody. And her husband, Tom, he got a pretty solid alibi. He was out of town at work, so that's cool. But everybody looking at Pastor Caleb because Nicole told the detective guy that, hey, her and Pastor Caleb was having an affair. So they kind of on him really, really hard trying to figure out what happened. And all of a sudden, something miraculous happens, almost supernatural. There's a scene where Pastor Caleb is coming out of the police station. He happens to run into Nicole. The Nicole that we met earlier, she's not there anymore. It's the same actor. She has the same face, but she's totally playing a different character now. She is no longer Nicole. She is Detective Nicole all day. Her whole acting style changes. The rhythm of her voice, she starts talking like she's a detective. I'm watching you, and I mean, it's bizarre. The actor just totally took on a different persona. And I don't know if they told her to do that or she's just overacting her anger and trying to find out what happened to her cousin. But it's ridiculously over the top. She just totally changed to a different person. She's talking real. She has a different cadence on her voice. It's like, who is this person? Like, you're a fashion designer. Now you're like a hard-nosed detective? It was so strange. I'm like, and he was, the guy, Caleb, he was kind of intimidated. I'd have been intimidated too, because you got like you got a bunch of detectives. Like, she was like an undercover, so I'm telling you, if you watch it, you'll see she switched up like she has a second personality. It's so weird. Such an acting choice. I don't know, it's crazy. But it was funny though. Enough with the concerned pastor act. I'll be keeping my eyes on you. She went off. Meanwhile, Jen has this feeling that Caleb been messing with Lacey. And so she goes to Lacey's house to confront her. She gets to the house, the door's kind of already open. She walks in and she finds Lacey on the floor, stabbed to death. And guess who's standing there looking guilty as hell? Caleb mama. Caleb mama Hattie killed Lacey. And come to find out, she's like obsessed with keeping him and Jen together. She's obsessed with the history and the heritage of the church because his daddy was a pastor. And so every single time Caleb would mess up and go do something, go have an affair, her ass felt it was her obligation to kill, get rid of, cover up all of his tracks. So all this time, the old ass lady been just slaughtering folks. And I ain't gonna lie, this caught me off guard because the lady, she'd been there the whole time, but I mentioned her one time she was at the meeting because there was really no signs of her being that way. But if you rewatch it, it's obvious how she feels, but you wouldn't think she would go to that extreme. So I ain't gonna lie, they actually caught me off guard with this twist. I was like, what? Old Hattie been running around here bloodying folks and doing all kind of stuff? And if you look at it again, you'll see the stature of the person is kind of small. And then they doing like flashbacks as they're talking about it. She heard the conversation that Caleb had with Lacey in the church. I guess she was there, not when they made love, but they met up again. I hope she wasn't there when they made love. Damn, Hattie. And so, yeah, this heifer been just murking folks. And so she's like, it's our jobs as first ladies to make sure the family stays together. And Jen is like, I'm not going along with this. And she was like, don't cross me, you know what I do. And Jen was like, you can't get away with this. With the power of God, anything is possible. This bitch crazy. So some kind of way she convinces her to go along. She said, well, we have to go to Caleb's award ceremony right now, but we'll come back and we'll take care of Lacey's body. And Jen like, I'm not doing this. But she left and they went to the awards show. I don't know. It's an old lady. You should be able to fight her off or do something. But she just went along with her. And so they went back to the ceremony. When they get back to the church, Hattie goes inside and she catches Detective Nicole Alday in Caleb's office rummaging around looking for something. I ain't getting into that. And she's like, what are you doing in my son's office? And she said, oh, I was looking for a pen or something. And as soon as she turned around, she grabbed the statue and knocked her ass out. You know, they like knocking folks out. And so she's knocked out. And so Hattie goes back outside because the ceremony is going on outside. And she goes to get Jen. She grabs Jen and says, Jen, I need your help. I caught that Nicole in Caleb's office and she's knocked out for now, but she's going to wake up soon. So I need you to help me to get rid of her. So I'm like, damn, they had a ceremony going on at the church. She got Nicole knocked out in Caleb's office, a crowd of people outside. And so she's asking the first lady, Jen, to come in there, and I don't know what they're gonna do with this body. I guess they gotta kill her first because she's only knocked out. And so some kind of way, Hattie gets caught up and Jen is able to go back in there. As she goes into the office, Nicole is waking up. So she wakes up and she was like, Hattie hit me in the head. She said, yeah, I know. She said, Hattie killed Amanda. Hattie killed Phyllis. Hattie been doing all kinds. She was like, what? So Detective Nicole is like finally solving her case. And so while they're trying to revive, they're getting their stuff together, Hattie, she found a knife outside on the serving table and she's rushing back inside. While there's a crowd of people, her son is there, police are there, but they're all outside and nobody suspects Hattie. But she grabs a knife and they're all focusing on Caleb, like trying to watch him, the police or whatever. And plus he's getting his award, so everything is about Caleb. Nobody's worrying about Hattie. Nobody's not even worrying about Jen. And so Hattie has his knife and she goes inside. Yeah, she tries to stab Nicole first, and then Jen gets in the way and somebody screams, and that gets the attention of the police and Caleb. They run inside, and then at this time, Hattie has a knife to his wife, to Jen. And they're like, put the knife down, put the knife down. The police is in there, got the gun drawn on her. And she's like, no, you ruined everything. You're just like your father. You can't keep your zipper up. And she's all just freaking out and stuff with a knife up to a girl. And then at one point, Nicole is behind her. I don't know why she let her sit behind her like that. But she grabs her and Jen gets away. And then her and Nicole, they start fighting a little bit. And then Nicole stabs Grandma in the gut. And Caleb's like, no, Mom. And then this old lady, she gets like superhuman strength. And she grabs the knife and pulls it out of her little granny pouch. She pulls it out. And then she goes to hit or stab Nicole with it. And as soon as she goes to do that, the cop pops around in the ass and lays her down. And then of course Caleb runs up to her and he's like, Mom. He's like crying and stuff, or look like he want to cry. And she's like, you're such a disappointment, as she goes offline. Hattie been hacking up, shooting up, knocking people out. She been busy trying to keep that legacy clean and clear. And so now she's gone. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. I enjoyed it. It had a lot of what I liked. The story was good. The writing was pretty tight. It had enough absurd situations, and I like when stuff just don't make sense a little bit, like as far as like the physical aspects, because Hattie shouldn't have been able to do all that. She's just an old lady. But I like that kind of stuff. That's funny to me. I like the small town settings. What else? And the twist was pretty good. I didn't see it coming, so I appreciate that. So with all that being said, I give this movie a 7. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my spoiler review, breakdown, and rating of The Pastor Who Prays. It was a pretty good one. Definitely recommend it. I'll see y'all next time.